The off-season camp circuit is about to hit another gear, and the spotlight will find impressive prospects from all over the country. I'm National Recruiting Analyst and Rankings Director Adam Friedman, here to tell you about 5 players from the East region who will be in the spotlight as the off-season camp circuit begins to hit its stride. Up first is Harry Dalton, a running back out of Dinwiddie, Virginia. Harry ran for 1,300 yards and posted 27 rushing touchdowns last season. But as a quarterback, he also threw for about 1,600 yards and threw for 16 touchdowns. We're really excited to see what he's able to do on the camp circuit this season. He's really dynamic with the ball in his hands, but he hasn't played great competition during his high school season. He's going to find a lot of Power Five prospects during the camp season, and it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do when he comes across those guys in the open field. Same can be said for Brandon Finney. He is a dynamic receiver out of Maryland. That's McDonough High School in Maryland. He posted 632 yards receiving plus 4 receiving touchdowns this year, but he is a track standout. He recently posted a 6.41 time in the 55-meter dash. Excited to see what he's able to do when he's got some elite cornerbacks right in his face, giving him press coverage. And some of these guys should be able to stick with him in the open field as well. Interesting to see what he's going to be able to do against some of those defensive backs he's going to see at the next level. Darren Ikinabon, a defensive lineman out of New Jersey, has generated a lot of interest during the offseason. His offer sheet has really exploded with teams like Georgia, Florida, and many others jumping on board. 6'5", 240 pounds. He has a basketball background, is really an impressive athlete on the field. He comes off the line quickly. He gets rid of would-be blockers without a problem, but he plays at Hillside High School. They historically had some impressive prospects come out of there, but they don't play many great teams. He doesn't face many Power 5 offensive linemen during the regular season, so we'll have to see what he's able to do against those types of prospects when he sees them during the offseason camp series. 2 quarterbacks I want to also bring up. Rivals 250 quarterback Malik Washington out of Maryland and 4-star quarterback Matt Zollers out of Pennsylvania. Both of these quarterbacks really impressive athletes. Washington is a star, or is a standout for his basketball team in Maryland. Archbishop Spalding is one of the better basketball programs in the region. He threw for over 2,000 yards last season, 21 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and he added 6 rushing touchdowns this past season. He led his team to a 10-2 record and a conference championship. Hasn't gotten out on the camp series in the past because he is a basketball standout, but that should change this offseason. He's going to attend a lot of camps, throw in front of a lot of coaches. So we're going to see an uptick in his recruitment, and we're going to get a much better idea of the kind of college prospect he is. Zollers is kind of the same thing. We're going to see a lot of him as well during the offseason camp circuit. He's got a close eye on teams like Missouri, Georgia, Penn State, and Pittsburgh at this point. This past season, he also threw for 62% of his he completed 62% of his passes and threw for nearly 3,000 yards, 37 passing touchdowns to just 2 interceptions, and he added 7 rushing touchdowns this past year. He brings a lot to the table, but he hasn't faced the level of competition that Washington has or some of the other highly ranked quarterbacks in this class. So when he finds those big-time defensive backs on the camp circuit, it's going to be interesting to see what he's able to do throwing into much tighter coverage than he's used to. I'm National Recruiting Analyst Adam Friedman. These are 5 players to keep an eye on during the spring camp season. Please remember to subscribe to the Rivals.com YouTube channel and follow all of the Rivals social media accounts. And you can, of course, find all of our content on Rivals.com.